Do we have music?
We still don't have music, you know.
Can you play something on your trumpet?
I can run and get it real quick.
Hey, welcome. This is Dr. Dan Purser, danpursermd.com. Tonight we're going to talk about natural options for interstitial cystitis, or IC, that works. My job is to bring you medical magic tidbits and other Western and natural medical ideas. Go to danpursermd.com to email us or to book an appointment online or to find me. Also, we're giving away 3 prizes tonight to the best IC questions. So, and Brecken gets to determine those.
Yep.
So don't try and bribe her by sending me cupcakes. Okay. We have books on Amazon. Well, I have books on Amazon.
Hey, Jared has one book with you.
Hey,
Yeah, Jared has a book with me. He's getting ready to go to medical school in Florida, in Tampa. Is that where he's at?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
He's still single. And so, Jackson, are you still single?
Oh, boy. We're still doing that.
Okay. Brecken is taken. So she's off the table.
Thank goodness.
So on Kindle, paperback, and they're all under Dan Purser MD. I think I've had 17 #1 books on Amazon. Some endless number.
Countless.
I didn't make it up. If you've read one and liked it or hated it, please leave me a nice, honest, or even a scathing review. I don't know if I want to get
Let's see who can make the most creative scathing review.
But
you have to be able to remove it
I
afterwards.
don't want a scathing review.
I'm just joking.
I was just joking about don't leave me a scathing review. Check out my YouTube channel, my podcasts. Where do we hide those?
Podcasts are everywhere on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Anchor FM is how we post them, so they just go
Anchor
everywhere.
FM.
But podcasts, or Apple and Spotify are the main
Are
ones.
they at Walmart?
No.
Costco?
It's digital. In the
Walgreens.
cloud.
So they're not everywhere.
The ambiguous cloud.
They're up there in the air somewhere.
They're floating.
The cloud thing, that disturbs me. Also, you can check out my website, like I said, at danpursermd.com, or our supplement website at Physician Designed. Physician Design. Can you post those on there? It ends with a ed.com, or on Amazon. Is there stuff on Amazon? This has been a crazy year, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think VARS is back on Amazon right now, and MTHVAR support.
Yeah.
But the others will follow sometime.
We're flogging our manufacturing team to get this stuff made.
Basically.
Flogging them pretty good. If you really like me too, leave me a nice short 12-page, at least 12 pages, Google review extolling all my many virtues. Jackson, any word on our products being built out yet?
We have our copper balance that will be back in stock very soon.
Very soon.
Hopefully within the next couple weeks. And then our MTHFR Support Plus, which is getting a new name. I don't know if we're going to reveal it tonight or not, but...
I've been revealing it so they know what to reorder.
So MTHFR Endure will be the new name.
For our new upgraded, updated MTHFR Support Plus will be called MTHFR Endure.
That's it.
Which makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You guys made me call that one plus. I wanted to call it minus.
Yeah, that is true.
Which doesn't make sense because it's not worse.
I need to scoot my mic closer, and I'm supposed to use my deep radio voice. You like that? Deep radio. Okay. So Disney World has finally opened up, and you get to pay a lot of money to walk around in the Florida heat and humidity with a mask on until you pass out. Not sure I can do that, though. I do have this cool black, I don't know, it's a baklava thingy that I'm going to wet.
Balaclava.
What's it called?
I think a balaclava, right?
I don't know. It's baklava.
That's dessert.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. I always get them mixed up, too.
Well, who would want to wear dessert?
I would.
Well, you would, yeah.
You were always wearing dessert on your shirt.
Thanks.
You're welcome. It's
A
that.
balaclava. Now they tell me. Anyway, I'll wet it and wear it. It'll probably be wet from my sweat in Florida anyway if we ever go back down there.
Yeah.
I'll look like the mysterious masked stranger from the old Lone Ranger series, and Brecken doesn't even know what that is.
Nope. You were trying to explain it to me earlier, but
Lone Ranger was this great guy, hi-ho silver. He had his friend Tonto. He wore a black mask and white cowboy outfit. Well, I don't know how that worked in the desert, but it was really cool. I used to watch the serials when I was a kid. They were all then, because they were, I think, done in the 40s and 50s. But in Oklahoma, they'd play them on Saturday afternoon, usually, or morning. was really cool. So there are going to be a lot of passed out people at Disney World who paid a lot of money to end up flat on their back, unconscious. Huh?
Yeah.
I tried my long walk. I walked 7.5 miles yesterday.
Nice.
You mean crawled?
No, I walked. Anyway,
Just kidding.
it's part of it. I wore a mask for because I had to go into Costco. That was interesting. So I bought some whipped cream.
Of course you did.
Whipped cream. Whipped cream.
Was it camel milk whipped cream?
Yeah, it was camel milk whipped cream. So what about you, Brecken? What do you think about masks in Disney World?
That sounds like fun. You know.
I don't see you signed up to go, nor is anyone.
I'm not going. Sorry.
Okay, I'm not either. So if you need a physician who will listen to you, who honors you, I have to read this because I do so many cool things I can't keep up with them. Who respects your opinion and knowledge, who looks for root causes. Root causes is really cool. Who's hardly ever late, minimally late. And when I do, I super apologize. Who likes and understands essential oils and other natural options first and foremost. Who believes you in his lying eyes and your lying eyes before I'll believe the lab. A good doctor should believe his clinical judgment before he believes lab results. Or you got a problem. Who can address your fears. Then you might want to schedule a visit with me at info@danpursermd.com. You can email us there. Or 801-796-7667. To my left is Brecken, or Brecky as we're calling him tonight. Calling her tonight. Sorry, my stepdaughter. Lovely assistant and co-commentator. And behind the camera and audio is my equally charming single stepson, Jackson. They also both help run my mini companies. Mm-hmm. Do we have many?
Several, at least.
So we're able, I start one every week. So it's hard to get me if you start one every week. So we're able to give you products that matter and make a difference with benefits you can readily feel.
Yeah.
Is that the way we work?
Yeah. Our
If only they
introductions
knew
are
the
getting
truth
impressive.
about how much you can feel this stuff. So my famous medical quote of the week, I'm actually giving two. Remember, I started this three shows ago. So let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Who said that?
Hippocrates. Just kidding. I can't ever say his name.
Hippocrates?
That's what I would call him.
I don't think so.
The father of medicine, Hippocrates. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Nothing was ever so appropriate as that will be tonight with this conversation. So the art of medicine consists of amusing the patient while nature cures the disease. Who said that?
I'm not sure.
Voltaire.
Voltaire, the father of French
Medicine.
funny medical sayings. I don't know what he did, really. I think he was a doctor.
Was he a philosopher as well, I think?
A philosophing doctor, kind of like
so.
me.
Yeah.
I'm a product designing doctor. I'm a weirdo. So back then, all doctors had their own medicines compounded. So, wow, these are very appropriate for tonight and this week. Why am I saying this, Brecky? Can I call you Brecky?
I guess, if you really want. Because it's all about IC, right?
What's IC?
Interstitial cystitis.
Interstitial
Sorry.
cystitis.
I called whatever his name is, Hippocrates.
So I think interstitial cystitis is just another variant of fibromyalgia. I think it's the worst form of fibromyalgia where everything gets focused in the bladder. I know I deal a lot with migraines that are caused by the same genetics and everything as fibromyalgia, and you treat them the same as we treat fibromyalgia and their migraines go away. As a matter of fact, a lot of fibromyalgia patients I've treated had bad migraines, but they were the first things to go away as their fibromyalgia symptoms went away. And I believe the real root cause of fibromyalgia is what?
Copper. No.
Copper, no.
No, copper buildup. It's like unbound copper floating in your body.
Unbound copper floating in your blood.
Sounds right.
Basically.
Vaguely kind of
I'm almost there.
true. It's non-ceruloplasmin bound copper, but yeah, okay, I'll call it. I'll agree with you vaguely.
We'll keep it basic.
I think the real cause is threefold.
Improper methylation. Oh.
Improper diet. Our ancestors didn't eat what we eat nowadays.
McDonald's?
No. Avocados. They didn't. You didn't see cowboys right along munching on an avocado, or pioneers. we found an avocado, Bob. Let's eat it. No, they didn't do that.
They'd be scared of it.
They probably, yeah, it was weird to them. I think it came from South America, really, which is super high in what?
Copper.
Copper, yeah.
Well, South America is, but so is avocados, yeah. They didn't eat kale. What did they consider kale to be?
A garnish.
A weed.
Oh, really?
Kill that weed. Put some corn in there. Put some corn in that hole. There it is. Okay, we're good. I didn't do that. Was that a good cowboy rancher? No, okay, never mind.
That was your own childhood accent coming
Yeah,
out.
bring
I
out the
think,
Okie accent.
Yeah, apparently you guys cracked. I cracked myself up, don't I?
Crack
Okay.
yourself up.
So kale. They didn't find shrimp along the trail either, did they? or a big lobster.
Unlikely,
A
I
big-
would say.
A big
Unlikely.
lobster crawled along. No shellfish. All those things are high in what?
And copper.
Copper. Green smoothie, like Green Smoothie Girl likes to push, is high in
Copper.
copper. Yeah. So all these things that almond milk is high in
Copper.
copper. So all this excess amount of copper, just your genetics can't handle it. So also, I think everyone with fibro, almost everyone has a fatigue portion, chronic fatigue portion, really common. That is MTHFR, some of its equivalents like DHFR, Fuller 1, Fuller 2, other errors that you can get that we can do something about. So that's the fatigue portion. The main portion isn't diet, really, or MTHFR and its equivalents. It's you said it a second ago. It's a copper metallothionein dysfunction, copper zinc metallothionein dysfunction. There are several metallothioneins we have in our body, but for some reason, people with fibro, they're copper, zinc, and then it exchanges copper and zinc back and forth all day long, millions of times a second, isn't working appropriately. So you build up excess copper outside your cells, and zinc deficiencies too. It's just all messed up inside your. So you have an intracellular zinc and copper deficiency usually when they do a spectrosome, not always, but with most, and super high serum levels of copper. When you use the proper formula, it's called a NCC, or non-ceruloplasmin-bound copper. So that's what's happening, and all that copper gets focused in the bladder, in when women and some men with interstitial cystitis, where they're going 50 to 150 times a day trying to go to the bathroom. They feel like they have recurrent UTIs, and they don't. They also may hurt between their shoulder blades. Their skin may hurt. They may have migraines, all that. That's the fibromyalgia underlying the interstitial cystitis. But they may not have all that. They may just have interstitial cystitis. So, what are the root causes of fibro and or interstitial cystitis, in my humble opinion? Want me to go through them?
Well, I can guess.
Okay, you're reading my notes,
You
aren't you?
shouldn't tell them that.
Okay, just
can-
read my notes.
Exposed.
Okay, so tell me the 4, and I'll tell you if you're right.
Do you want me to change them from the 4 that you
No,
wrote?
give me the exact 4.
Genetics.
Okay, right. Probably MTHFR or other variants of methylation problems.
Diet.
Diet too high in copper. Don't drink those green smoothies. Don't drink that almond milk.
And vitamin deficiencies.
Yes, really common. You find all kinds of crazy vitamin deficiencies, but mostly the same ones over and over and over again with people with fibromyalgia. I use that intracellular test, the SpectraCell. Go ahead.
More genetics.
And more genetics. Yeah, we don't know. We're not quite sure. Is it a NAT2? Is it a SOD1 or 2 or 3 error? We're not sure what the other error is, but it's there, causing your copper metallothionein not to function correctly. Did you hear me say depression?
No.
In that group? Did you see? Did I have lack of exercise written down there? No.
No.
Did I say they weren't flushing their bladders properly with lots of fluids?
No.
Did I say it was lack of blueberries in their diet?
No.
Heard that before. No, is it obesity? Is that the cause of their fibro or lack of sleep? Is either one of those a cause of fibromyalgia or interstitial cystitis? Is it?
I missed your question.
What?
Sorry.
Okay. Is obesity or lack of sleep a cause of fibromyalgia or interstitial cystitis?
No,
So why do doctors tell these patients that all the time? You're not
because
sleeping
it's a
well.
Band-Aid, right?
I don't even think it's a good Band-Aid, but yeah, I think it's just something they kind of pulled out of their...
Umbrella
Well, never
term.
mind, yeah.
They don't
Pulled it
know
out
yet.
somewhere.
We haven't educated them yet, most likely.
They haven't found you.
Well, I know, and I tease every time we talk about this that maybe I'll get named for the Nobel Prize for figuring out fibromyalgia. I don't think it's going to happen. Because
Just
most
keep
doctors don't
manifesting
believe
it.
this disease. So I talked about genetics. I talked about diet. Let's talk about one more thing I want to add to that list is metallothionein support. We don't know what's the matter with your metallothionein. Your copper, zinc, metallothionein. It could be a molybdenum. It could be a B6. It could be a zinc deficiency. It could be lack of boron. It could be a number of different things. There have been lots of studies showing what causes the copper, zinc, metallothionein not to function correctly. And so we drew up a list, and that's in what's in our copper balance, but it's really just a metallothionein support product is really what it is. So that's necessary. So, and then more genetics. Like I said, we don't know the real cause, but if it's NAT2, for example, on NutriHacker, they tell you to take B6, zinc, molybdenum, stuff like that. So there's all kinds of ways you can deal with this. So let's talk about steps to treatment really quick, and then we're going to get to questions. Understand the main concept. This is a copper metallothionein dysfunction that's genetic, combined with a methylation error of some sort, of some forms of MTHFR and or equivalents. Second thing, you got to go to the Facebook page, End Fibromyalgia with Natural Options. I helped Lois kind of develop that and set it up and do whatever she does. She works really hard at it. Lois Schweigert on End Fibromyalgia with Natural Options. It's a Facebook page. You people out there with interstitial cystitis, go to that page. It'll save your life. Those are great people there. They've all suffered from fibromyalgia or migraines associated with fibromyalgia or a lot of interstitial cystitis patients there. Read what they say. Listen to them. Find them on there. Ask Lois and she'll help you. Sign up and download the low copper diet because they're constantly updating it. When Lois was setting that whole thing up, I gave her a list of 8 things for people to avoid. What a joke. They've expanded that massively. These are really smart people trying to defeat their fibromyalgia. It's not a downer page. It's let's get better. Let's all get better together. It's a community of people that have fibro, that have the same genetic errors and stuff that are trying to avoid ever having symptoms from it. And they can improve their lives 95, 98%. It's their work. So go look at what they've done.
And like you said, it's a positive and happy environment.
It is.
A lot of those pages get really sad and everyone is just, I'm feeling horrible because you are, but everyone on that page is really good about saying, hey, let's get through this. How can I help you?
Yeah, it's super. They're all a ton of helpful people on that page.
Yeah, it's just great.
The diet, you got to be on the low copper diet first, foremost, always. Did you hear me? First thing you should do, it's free. Actually, it'll save money because high copper foods tend to be expensive. A lobster soaked in almond milk and dripped with kale and sliced avocados is really expensive.
Served with mashed potatoes.
I've
yeah,
never
potatoes
heard of that dish,
have-
but that sounds lovely.
This sounds horrible.
Oh, sorry.
You're allergic to shellfish, so you're
Yeah,
going to
kill
say
me,
that.
Dad. It's expensive to eat high copper foods, so get away from them. Is bologna got?
Let me go
copper?
look. I can go look.
Bologna?
I have my meat list pulled up.
On that page, End Fibromyalgia with Natural Options, they have a great list that they're continually adding to and adjusting. So go check it out.
Wait, so we don't know if bologna has it.
I'm
Brecken's
looking,
looking.
but I don't know.
I love throwing up a curve, watching them hustle.
I know. I'm gotta go search.
Like my wife says, it's fun to watch kids work hard.
Back in college, Brecken's nickname was Google because she was always looking up everything.
I literally love Googling.
Google-eyed, googly. Okay. You also, get your genetics done. Our methylation test, I also take NutriHacker once you run it through your 23andMe, but there's no privacy with that thing. I wouldn't use 23andMe, but Occasionally I'll suggest that you better change your name and date of birth and stuff. I need to look at your genetics mostly through the foundation methylation testing because it shows all the methylation errors and mitochondrial errors that we can do something about. That's where you got to go with that, and it's cheap, a couple $100. And it's easy to do. You swab your mouth 2 weeks later, literal or 10 days later, actually, we'll have the results. So super fast. I've seen it quicker in days, actually, versus 8 weeks through 23andMe. Also, vitamin deficiencies. That's why we get a SpectraCell. If I need to check if you're a non-believer, if you tried the diet first, you'd have anywhere from a 40 to, let's say, maybe a 20 to an 80 or 90% improvement in the first week or two when you follow the diet hardcore. With interstitial cystitis, I would follow it very hardcore. You have no choice. Follow it super hardcore. Really stick to it. Don't ever bend from it. And post on in Fibromyalgia with Natural Options or my page, Dan Purser MD on Facebook, how you're doing with it, if you like it. So we'll just SpectraCell micronutrient panel. We can mail it to you so you can have it drawn wherever you are. We'll send you a prescription to have it drawn. So you can go to any lab and take it in there and they'll draw it. I would tip them a $5 or $10 bill on the back of the prescription because phlebotomists love a good tip, especially when they're not really getting paid for it. But you can have it drawn, and then it FedExes overnight to Houston where they run it. That takes 2 or 3 to 4 weeks. But then I know all your vitamin deficiencies. Trust me, those are critical because that's what's causing most of your problems at the most basic root level, your genetics and those deficiencies. Also, glutathione. Get some of our virus glutathione and use it. There's a reason why we have a US patent on it because it's the only one ever validated and it works. But if you look at a metallothionein, it looks like the head of a trident. It's like 3 prongs really kind of on the chemical structure, and the center one being a reduced glutathione molecule. So that may be you may have genetic errors that'll show up in either a Pro7 genetic test or a 23andMe through a NutriHacker that we can see where you have inabilities to make enough reduced glutathione or to recycle it properly. That's why you could have fibromyalgia, or interstitial cystitis. If you need to, HRT has got to be a strong consideration. Natural progesterone, estradiol, testosterone, DHEA, all that can help you immensely because that may be a major problem if you're postmenopausal or you've been taken through an early menopause through surgery. And finally, I know Lois has gone from being a bedridden fibro patient to she's now a yoga instructor in Phoenix. Is that right? Mm-hmm. She teaches yoga. Is it yogurt or yoga?
Yogurt, I believe.
She teaches yogurt making or eating. No, I don't know that she teaches yogurt. Anyway, okay, I'm teasing. She teaches yoga. So yoga, I think, is probably one of the best exercises for fibro.
Yep.
Or swimming.
Or floating in your hot
floating
tub.
in water, floating in your hot tub, bouncing up and down. Anyway, that's okay. If for whatever reason it didn't seem to work, you can always schedule some time with me. I'm trying to help you avoid that, and so you can just go do all this on your own. That's why I helped Lois set up that page. There's 11 million fibromyalgia IC sufferers in the U.S. I can't help you all, but that page can help all of you, and there probably more than that really secretly out there. So, okay, time to ask me some questions.
Yeah.
I've given you the route. The video is going to be up here, so now you know your path. Okay, lay it on me.
So someone, I'm pulling from all over the place, but they have had IC for over 1.5 years. They're thinking theirs is hormone related based on other things. What do you think about getting microgen testing? Do you know what that is?
Yeah. I don't know. There's simpler testing. If you think it's hormonal, I did do 10 years of endocrinology research and work in a college and elsewhere. I won't say where, but don't want to give them an advertisement. But and my books are mostly about all that kind of stuff. I'd want to look at your hormones, just with any lab your doctor could do, or I can suggest through direct labs on my danpursermd.com website. You can go there and order whatever labs you want. A progesterone, free and total testosterone, an estradiol, in a FT3, FT4, TSH, and a DHEA-SO4. Those are the ones I want to look at. And maybe a CMP and, CBC and a CMP 14, I think they call them. Just to kind of cover the bases. And probably a copper, zinc, and ceruloplasmin level too. And I'll do the math on those.
Yep. So just
You
check
want to
out,
give me a package that you can get it all through Direct Labs, which is super cheap. They have 1,300 draw sites nationwide. Go on there and get it. You can order it yourself. You don't have to go to some schmucky doctor like me or whoever that won't believe you and won't hassle you and won't get the right labs. I told you what to get.
yeah.
So,
The link to that testing is on the bottom page of our homepage, danpursermd.com.
there it is.
So
Or
go check
under
it
the
out.
testing tab too.
Yep, that whole list is there.
Yep.
Okay. Does the shirt make me look pale?
No,
I'm quite tan for me. I
you
admit
are
that.
actually pretty tan
I'm
this
never
year.
tan, really.
This year.
Okay, ask me another question.
What does
Let me add one more thing. I would like to see your genetics and a SpectraCell too at that point. But usually once you get all that done, you can dial it in, figure it out, and get you better. And you don't need to repeat some of that ever.
Yeah.
So
what does copper balance do? Because I think a couple people are confused by how copper balance works.
it is. It's a copper, zinc, metallthionine support. Something is dysfunctional in your metallthionine, in your copper, zinc, metallthionine. It's not putting copper inside the cell, it's letting it float around your serum. That's why when we get that NCC or that serum copper, serum zinc, whole blood ceruloplasmin, that's why your levels are so high through the NCC and you have toxic levels of copper because it's not getting into your cells properly. Naturopaths came up with this concept first, though they thought it was just a copper toxicity issue. I don't think it's that. I think it's a misplaced copper issue. And your zinc's not, maybe it's a zinc deficiency. I see that a lot on SpectraCell. I also see a lot of copper deficiencies, but remember those are intracellular. And that's how we figured it out. That was a copper, zinc, metallthionine dysfunction. So copper balance, there's been lots of studies that showed that this deficiency B6 or this deficiency molybdenum or this deficiency zinc or whatever caused the metallthionine to be dysfunctional. That's what's in copper balance, eight of those to help you obtain functionality with your metallthionine.
That's great.
That's all it is. You can buy all the pieces alone. You don't have to buy my product. After we did our first study, our 43 patient study where we confirmed all this stuff, we created that because it was so hard for, I was treating patients right and left. So hard for me to tell them, go buy these 8 things on Amazon. Good grief. So much easier to say, go buy Copper Balance. And it's cheaper than buying 8 things.
And then you're not taking a million pills. I
Yeah,
hate
well,
that.
you might take a lot of Copper Balance when you're really flaring.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
And that's how it's used. You keep going up on it until you have no more symptoms.
Yeah.
One very interesting thing, if you remember doing my SpectraCells, we can talk about it a little bit. My glutathione levels have always
I don't know who
been-
you are. We won't use your name.
That's fine. That's
Redacted.
My glutathione levels have always been super low, really, really bad. So of course I've taken it my whole life, or since we've had it now. But then,
I really developed that for you. You owe me your life and everything.
why do you think I work for you?
Okay,
Yeah.
there it is.
I think you actually owe me your life because I'm the one who found out we had MTHFR. Farm.
Okay.
Uh-huh. But-
Well, no,
but-
she didn't find that. I found that out.
My point is with the copper balance, when I started taking it a lot, I took several capsules every day for a while, and my glutathione levels normalized for the first time ever. It really helped balance things out.
Could have been like a zinc. It could have been who knows what.
Yeah, a number of different things, but I mean, for all sorts of different issues, it really works.
Yeah.
And-
All of the products work very well together.
I know
It's amazing.
mine is my fibromyalgia is more methylation related because when I'm really consistent on taking my MTHFR support and those supplements, my copper or my fibromyalgia goes away.
But you don't
Yeah.
eat avocados, kale.
No,
I haven't seen you gobble down a lobster in like forever. Well, never.
Yesterday.
Actually.
No, I'm just kidding.
What? No shrimp. Yeah.
No, I'm really-
You don't put almond milk on your mashed potatoes.
No.
And then we joke you see me drinking camel milk from a camel mug. Occasionally, this is why because does real milk have copper in it?
I don't know that.
I
I
gotta
don't
look.
think so.
Cow
Cow milk.
That one was kind of iffy. No, you're okay.
Does murine milk have copper in it?
Never
I
even
don't know
heard
what
of
that
that.
is.
It's mouse milk.
Okay.
How do you know that word?
I do know there were a couple people on here asking, well, if we can't have almond milk, what options do we have? For me personally, I drink the lactose-free milk. It works well for me.
Lactose-free cow milk?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dairy is on the approved list. Most dairy
So
products.
she's keep looking at it. Some most dairy products.
But you guys,
Is a strawberry chocolate cheesecake ice cream from Haagen-Dazs? Is that
that's
on there?
not good for anyone.
What is great for me?
It's good for the soul. That's better.
Strawberries.
Good for the taste buds. Is camel milk ice cream on there?
No, but camel milk is on the approved side, so I'd assume. that you're
Lois
fine.
says dairy is good.
Yeah,
Dairy is good. Lois Schweigert has spoken up.
She has spoken.
she has.
She's
She knows this better than
She
anyone.
knows it. Yeah, it's her Facebook page. Okay, ask me another question.
Let's see. Can you take copper balance and MTHFR support at the same time?
Yes.
I just wanted to get that one out.
When
of
my
there.
wife flares, their mom, when she eats the wrong food, like she goes out and eats African food or eats some guacamole, she won't do that anymore. When she did, she'd come home and take like 8 copper balance, a couple extra MTHFR, and about 30 squirts of glutathione. She'd be 80% better by in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
She'd then by the afternoon, she was done with it. She was over it.
Yeah.
So, and back into, but she's also admitted that, you can't cure any of this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming we can cure any of this. Just make it feel better where you're 98% symptom free.
You can finally manage it. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe 95. So my wife admitted the other day, because it's another product we're messing around with that we just developed, that she always feels like there's 6 or 7 or 8% underlying that she's never gotten rid of. I'm like, what? Well, you told me you had no pain. So, well, really, it feels like no pain, but I guess in reality, I have a little pain. I'm like, okay, because it's wonderful to have no pain. I've had days like that. I'm 60. Having no pain is great. It's like, I don't hurt. Right now, I don't hurt anywhere.
Well,
It's amazing.
Now rock will hit me as everything's burning outside here in Utah. So
Yeah, the sky's
I'll probably
orange,
catch on fire.
and it's not from a sunset.
I say it's green. It's kind of dark gray green.
I think you're
outside.
colorblind.
Okay, whatever. Okay, so
back to the questions.
So this lady said she has endo and IC and has had it for over 10 years. She got diagnosed with both before the age of 21, and her doctor told her that when you have one, usually you'll have the other as well. Is that right?
no,
So what do you think that is?
I think she's got endometriosis and
Fibromyalgia.
interstitial cystitis and fibro. But so I do see it a lot together, but not always.
Well, don't you see endo patients? A lot of them have MTHFR.
Oh, most of them have MTHFR.
Yeah.
So most of them have bad vitamin deficiencies. So all you endometriosis sufferers, you have bad vitamin deficiencies. Get a SpectraCell wherever you are. If you can't get one off my website. We'll ship it to you. Get your SpectraCell done. Take it to the right FedEx. That's the hardest part about having that test done. It's going to go to the right FedEx setup because there's packaging included. It's all prepaid. It gets FedEx overnight to Houston. You take it to the right FedEx to get on that plane to Houston that night, and you'll get the results back, or I will, or your doctor will, and you'll see all these vitamin deficiencies. That's why your ovaries aren't working correctly. Good. I keep telling you guys again, good nutrition inside your cells equals good hormones out. And if you have a bunch of vitamin deficiencies, you're not going to make enough progesterone. Natural progesterone helps with endometriosis. Not often, always, every time. I've used it over and over and over again. Watch the comments right now from people I've treated with it. Or look on Google review or wherever and see. So it works. Get my progesterone book off Amazon. It's been #1 overall on Amazon 3 times for a reason. So a huge bestseller.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
So this lady, she has IC, she has all the symptoms, and then she had a urogynecologist tell her that he thought she had IC, but the cystoscopy, I can't say words today, I'm sorry guys, was normal according to different urologists. She gets bladder pains, feels like she has a UTI, and has other symptoms that are associated with what she eats. She feels like it flares.
Right.
But
So
she,
follow the low copper diet.
yeah.
Really hardcore. She may have moderate or mild IC.
But But like you said earlier, because she said testing all comes back negative, but that's not always.
That's not the
case.
right kind of testing.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, it's the right kind, but it's not specific for what we're doing. She wants to go this approach. I said what to get.
Yeah.
Watch the video playback, and you'll be able to pick those up. But get on the low copper diet. It's free. It's easy. Hang on to it for 2 to 3 weeks. You'll know if it's a copper problem or not. You'll know. Don't waste your money, time, or energy unless you're really going to do it right. Do the low copper diet first. It's free. It saves you money because remember that lobster baking in almond milk on mashed potatoes with kale, sprinkled on it.
Stop mentioning mashed potatoes. That sounds so good.
Really expensive, and it's high copper with slices of avocado on it, especially. You don't want to eat that, but if you're on a low copper diet, you'll know if I'm right. Mm-hmm. You'll know if this whole theory is right. Takes about a week to figure it out.
But you have to be diligent. You can't cheat.
Gotta be diligent.
That's the biggest thing. People
Chocolate
are like,
will do it too. Chocolate's full of copper.
just join that Facebook page and look at that list because people will be like, I'm following it to the letter. And then they'll look at the list and be like, oh, pineapple? That's bad? I'm not supposed to have pineapple? So it's like that pineapple's on the no side.
I didn't know that.
He's got a very sad face
is.
right now. It is. That's a question.
That's all right. You can't go to Hawaii anymore.
I'm seeing a lot of questions about the acid diet because I think a lot of people with IC are very sensitive to acids, right?
They are very sensitive to it.
So
you know what? Do the low copper version of the acid diet then.
Cool.
I get it. I have lots of IC patients. You guys are extremely fragile. You got to be really, really careful what you take in. Little tiny bits of things you try. Because you're worried it'll irritate your bladder. Mm-hmm. Try, no matter how much you're going to starve that first week or two, try the low copper diet. You'll know. Then things get a lot better. Then you can expand your options. Maybe I need to bring in one of my IC patients and interview him.
Yeah,
I've got one who agreed to it. So
do it.
Leave if you want. If you would like me to do that, interview an IC patient who I've taken care of, who I've gotten rid of 95%, 98% of her symptoms. A pharmacist sent her to me. She was so bad she could take nothing, and now she's pretty normal. So she's a little younger than me, and she's really a wonderful person. But if you want me to interview her one night, we can bring her up here on a Sunday night, meet her, and interview her.
Yeah, or we can do a phone call too. Either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us some indication. Do they put little hearts floating through air? Or I don't see the little hearts rising.
We'll look at the comments and see what people say.
Yeah, we'll look for comments.
Is IC the cause of why she would pee so little so often?
Yep. Could be.
Interesting.
Could be UTI. Could be IC.
Yeah. But if it's every single day for years, then that's IC, right?
Yeah, that's interstitial cystitis.
Yeah. So this lady said she doesn't have IC, but her mother does. Is it genetic or hereditary?
Usually is, but doesn't mean you specifically have all the genetics or the lifestyle that causes the genetics to kick in. So,
are there pre-symptoms she should be watching for?
Yeah, increased frequency urination, hurting between your shoulder blades, aching, skin sensitivity, fatigue, all that. Yeah. Crazy periods, maybe, I guess, according to that one doctor.
Yeah. Guys, you keep asking to post the low copper foods page. That's not our list, so we're not going to post it. And that's for that fibromyalgia page. So go and join that page because it's really great resources. And they made that up. We don't want to take it from them.
Plus, they constantly update it.
Yeah.
If they find something, it goes on the list.
Yeah, because there's always new things that are getting figured out. So go join that page. They have a great list.
And fibromyalgia with natural options.
Yeah.
Just search it on Facebook. We'll post the link again.
Yeah. Let's see. Is it okay? No, wait. That one is about something else. So what about occasional blood in the urine? Does that have something to do with IC?
Yeah, you can get sores. You can get all kinds of weird things going on in your bladder.
Gotcha.
And then if you get a urologist who, well-meaning, though I think, and well-intentioned, though I think not understanding what we think the cause is, why would they? They'll put DMSO and all kinds of stuff into your bladder. Ow. And I've never seen it work. I've never have.
What is DS?
That's just painful stuff, DSMO. or
Never even heard of that.
DSMO or DMSO or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's supposed to help you get rid of heavy metals, stuff like that. Detox.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One of the points I want to kind of talk about here, people are talking about here in the comments too. So for me, avocado and shrimp were two things that really affected me a lot. But once I got things under better control, now I can tolerate it sometimes.
Yeah. You can do a little bite or two or three.
Yep, and
Yeah.
it won't destroy me like it did before. Yeah.
Like, so when you go on a date with a really nice girl that you're thinking about marrying, would you eat copper? Would you eat shrimp?
It depends on
Only
the
if
date.
it was at teppanyaki and it got thrown into his mouth to impress her.
I'm very good at that for some reason.
Wait,
yeah.
have you been on a date with what? I'm not going to come. I'm not going down that rabbit hole any further. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, Jack.
That's all right. Moving on. Back to the questions.
This lady, she said she has sharp pains, glass cutting. She was concerned it was cancer or something, but then realized it was IC. She feels like when she drinks seltzer, though, it always like triggers her for inflammation and swelling. Do you think it's the seltzer itself or like the flavorings in it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting one.
Flavoring, I'll look for. Oh, now she's
lot
brought it
of-
to my attention.
Yeah.
That's Lois Weigert on in Fibromyalgia with Natural Options. They'll tell you. They'll all throw in on that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Man, that's a great resource. That community that Lois and I kind of, well, more Lois to me, but Lois and I created on for that page, and they've crowded to it. I think they're out to 3,000 people, and in just a year, it's been open a little over a year, and I think in another year we'll probably have 10,000, maybe another couple of years 30,000. So it's great. People figuring out how to treat their fibromyalgia and IC. Remember, IC is just the worst, most focused variant of the most horrible variant of fibromyalgia. So, low copper diet first. Get your genetics. Get a SpectraCell. If you need HRT, go to a good doctor around you. Go to a compounding pharmacy near you and ask who a good doctor is. If they won't help you, you can always, I can help you here in Utah. You can fly in and see me when everything gets back to normal. That's the least of your worries, the HRT stuff. The diet, the genetics, and the dealing with your metallothionein is the biggest.
But you can help them with that over, like those things, not prescriptions, right?
Yeah, there's lots of over-the-counter options.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because someone was asking if you can help treat them, but he can.
Yeah, I can. And I can get you started on stuff if it's emergent, so you can fly in.
Yep.
But we'll talk. I'll talk to you
Yeah,
about it.
see if that's an option.
If you're just dying to know and just want to talk to me because you're scared to death, I can always talk to you free, too. I do that. I can give you a call and chat with you or email you or whatever. Email us at info@danpursermd.com.
Yeah.
Ask away.
Yeah. Why does cystitis feel like Freddy Krueger is cutting up her insides?
Oh, it's horrible.
Why does it cause that, though?
It's because of the copper in there. The inflammation's horrible.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I think with what we're playing around with too, some new stuff, we may really be able to help, but we're going to see. I'm still looking for an interstitial cystitis patient here in Utah who wants to be
We get so
treated. Yeah, I can't
many
find one.
from out of state, but no one
Yeah.
in Utah. So point them our way.
Yeah, I just want to try something with them. They could be really crazy good. So
Yeah. So this lady, she said her doctor told her she had IC, and he told her treatment option was to have surgery and Botox put in her bladder. Is that really the valid answer, or is that just another Band-Aid?
I'm not going to disagree with your doctor, but because you can get my license on the line there. But I've never advised that for any of my patients.
Yeah.
Go to again. You want to see what's working. Go to In Fibromyalgia with Natural Options. Those people are doing it on their own. They're using all these tricks, techniques, this theory, and what dramatically better. Go in there and ask for IC patients. Lois will guide you to where some are hanging out. So, I think, is that a good way to say it? I don't know how it works. I don't really hang out on a page. Okay,
Except
sorry.
for your own.
I don't even hang out on
some
my
days.
own.
Yeah. We're getting a couple questions about. We're still doing telemedicine calls. It was just about prescriptions. We don't really do those for out-of-state patients. So that's what that was.
I can do prescription. Hey, you know what? I have a ton of out-of-state patients who fly in. Have always flown in. They fly in around Young Living conventions and stuff like that. I see 50, 60, 100 people that week, and other times of the year.
Oh, if not
Another,
more.
100 or more. So yeah, I have a lot of out-of-state patients, and so that's not completely accurate.
Yeah.
So I would need to see you, but we can work it out.
Yeah.
Because right now, some states you can't leave, and I get it. So.
But for people that are getting the test done, like SpectraCell or genetic testing, you can still work
I
with
can,
them.
I can do all that over the phone,
Yes.
Yeah.
or through telemed, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's more me suggesting vitamins.
Just consulting.
That's not really a prescription.
More
yeah.
nutritionist kind of thing.
Yeah, a nutritionist could do it. A chiropractor could do it. A naturopath can do it. I get to play naturopath. It's really fun, but it's from a medical perspective
Yeah.
at a really high level, I think.
Yeah.
I say that. I mean, I'm not high or anything, but it's just it's really cool. Okay, I'll shut up.
We've got a couple people saying they're here in Utah, so we'll reach out to you.
No, they reach out to us. Email
Yeah.
us at info@danpursermd. That's the best way, because
Yeah, and I'll give you a call. Usually pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, not tonight, but you
No,
know.
within this weekish.
Yeah.
So this lady has IC, but she also deals with anxiety and OCD.
Yeah.
What can you do for that? Is that a part
Look
of
at the
it?
genetics. I do a Pro 7 on her. Focus on that. It shows all the methylation mitochondrial stuff, but also shows all the anxiety genetics. And I help her get that under control.
Yeah.
No, it's not really part of it, but kind of is part of it. Because you can get super anxious about anything touching your bladder.
Mm-hmm.
They've lived with pain so long and so harsh. They never wanted to kill a man who didn't understand it. Number two, these women are tough, and they've really had it hard. So,
Once more time, what blood work should they get to help figure out with IC and fibromyalgia?
a serum zinc, serum copper, and serum and a ceruloplasmin. I'd want to see those. That'd tell me if you have a copper toxicity issue. Number one. Number two, a SpectraCell micronutrient panel, and at least our foundation methylation genetics kit. You can do the regular blood work through direct labs on my website. You don't have to ask a physician; you just pay for it directly yourself. Yes, and you can use an HSA card. I think with that, pretty sure you can.
Yeah, I think so.
You're getting labs on yourself. It is allowed, oddly enough. And I think it's cool that it's allowed. That's why I put that website up there. And then send me the results. SpectraCell, you can order from my office. If you order it from SpectraCell, I don't think you ever get the results back.
Yeah, they're
So
really.
they're weird. It's really crazy.
Yeah.
What a mess that is. But just order it from my office, and it includes some free time with me and everything else with it. And get a foundation methylation genetics kit, at least a couple $100.
Also, right now, this is just random, but when you purchase the SpectraCell and then any of our genetic tests, you get a free half-hour visit with Dr. Purser. We don't really do those too often, so
That's
take
like,
advantage of that. That's a free.
$200 they say,
That could be your free initial. That's how
yeah.
a lot of patients start in our office, so that's basically
Get
how you
it.
get a free initial. So
Yeah, I want to help you, but also, you know what? You don't have to do all this. You don't have to do any of this. You could just start, and my advice would be to start with the low copper diet. And once you see the benefit of that, then you can do all that if you want to pursue it further. Or just do what Lois and all those people on the Facebook, that page suggests. They'll guide you. So you got two options. If you run up against a wall, then you can hang out with me. We'll figure it out. So my goal is to get rid of all IC. Get it. I can't cure it, but how about this? I'll teach you how to get. My goal should be to help you control your IC.
you dream big, don't you?
Trying. Hey, I'm looking for that Nobel Prize in medicine for my fibromyalgia IC work.
That's
I
weird.
haven't gotten a call from Stockholm yet. I'm waiting. I don't think they'd let me fly in there, would they?
Not right
Not right
now.
now.
If you're winning the Nobel Prize, would they? Could you Google that and see?
Doubt
We'll
it.
take a look, yeah.
won't.
What's the difference between an overactive bladder and IC? Is it common for doctors to misdiagnose?
Yeah, they mix them up, yeah.
So what's the difference?
I think overactive bladder is probably either mild or early IC or Who knows? I'd have to get a little bit of a history and
See the
ask some
person
questions.
individually. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have IC, will it make you feel like you're thirsty all the time, even though you drink a ton of water?
That sounds more like diabetes.
Yeah.
Get that hemoglobin A1C checked and get a glucose tolerance test done. Or get a fasting blood glucose by your doc. Or through direct labs. And take it to your doc.
Yeah.
If they won't do it. Or call me with it.
This lady, she has lupus, IC, and endometriosis.
Mhm.
Would lupus also be connected to this whole thing? Or
Boy, that's a hairy question. I'm going to say yes, because I've got several patients who swear doing all this stuff cured their lupus. I don't know where they came up with that. I didn't tell them that. I can't do that. I've never claimed that. I don't think you can do that, but they swear it has. So when they got rid of their IC symptoms and their fibro and their endo, their lupus test came back negative from the rheumatologist, which shocked the rheumatologist. So I don't know what's going on there. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
this was a random question, but what causes twitches?
Usually a mineral or vitamin deficiency in your muscles spasming. Even micro muscles like in your eyes.
I think I figured out
It's usually
mine.
magnesium.
Remember how I used to have a little eye twitch?
Yeah.
It's choline for me.
Choline.
Yeah, I
Out
have.
of eggs.
That was my.
It's a B vitamin. Which
Yeah.
B vitamin is it?
Choline? I'm not
B4.
sure. Is it?
Am I right?
You made that up.
Am I right?
Google it, Googler.
Okay, fine.
Ask me another question.
Well, you're making me Google.
I did see someone here. They just started taking copper balance, but they started to have bladder pains. Is this something they shouldn't take, or?
I would do so that for you IC patients, God bless you, what I would do is it B4?
Yeah, I was right.
Wow.
I'm
I didn't
so
even know
proud of
that.
myself.
Okay, so she's
I'm a
I
genius.
I gotta double check that.
No, look it.
Okay, wait.
B4 choline.
Uh,
Ha ha.
okay. You know, there's some debate that choline isn't even a B vitamin.
Don't
It
blow
is
my
a B
mind
vitamin.
right now.
Okay, so what was the question?
Twitches. Oh no, we
No.
were past that.
Yeah. Should she back off of the copper balance?
You know Twitch. I like Twitch on Disney Fairy Tale Weddings. I love that show. It makes me cry every time.
What's Twitch on there?
He's the star. He's the
The
really
co-host.
yeah. He's the co-host. His wife and Twitch is cool.
But
Nice.
copper balance. If it's hurting her stomach, should she back off a
Stomach
little?
too, yeah.
Or
Back
what?
off a lot. This is the way I would approach it. I see patients. Listen up. This is the way I'd approach this. Diet first, foremost, always, big time. Maybe even a month of it before you do anything, and then try the glutathione. I'd use it topically. Just try it carefully but slowly. Also, attack your methylation problems. Either try our MTHFR support, which is a really complete package, or if it's too much, try pure encapsulations, B12 liquid drops. Start with the drops, then you can go to their pure melts, B12 folate pure melts. Then you can go up to their capsules. Keep going up every week, adding more capsules. So you're doing that, you're doing some glutathione, and you're really, really doing the diet. That's a great approach. Then you can upgrade to the MTHFR support to take in a lot of the glutathione orally, and then add you can start with Mozyme molybdenum for a while, and then upgrade to the MTHFR support. Isn't that a good approach?
Yeah, excellent.
And that way you've done it stepwise. Then you can add the copper balance last. So that's the way I would do it.
Yeah, my mom texted me that the IC patients go very slow.
Very, very slow. It can take a year to get rid of all your symptoms or to get them under control, or longer. You're really fragile. I'm going to keep saying that. You're really the sickest of the sick fibromyalgia patients. So it's you're very fragile, and it's just the best word for you. You're sensitive. Your bladder's so freaking sensitive.
Yeah.
You got to be really careful with that thing. So diet first, try some glutathione topically, maybe a little just to see, so the essential oils don't go through your skin and into your bladder. And because a lot of you are sensitive to essential oils in your bladder, add the pure encapsulations B12 folate liquid. Start with 1 drop, slowly go up to where you eventually on 2 dropperfuls. Then you can switch to the pure melt, pure encapsulation, pure melt. You blood melt in your mouth. 2 of those equals 1 capsule. Then you can go to the capsule and upgrade from there. Slow, slow, slow. And then you can add some molybdenum and slowly maybe a little zinc, and then slowly go to zinc picolinate, what I would add, and then go to the copper balance. So, and then you can go to MTHFR support, copper balance, and glutathione. You can mature your bladder to the point it can handle all that, and then you get Then you get so good that you're normal, and you forget how bad this was. Wait until I interview my patient. We'll bring her on.
Great.
So
that kind of goes along with this. So this lady asked if IC bladders can be healed. Like,
yes.
That's good.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
And then the other one she said was for those.
So this lady that I'm going to bring in, I'll interview. She agrees to it. She's already said she would. She was about to have her bladder removed. That had reached that point. They're going to put stents in, and you just have a tube to a bag. That's it. That's the end result, and it doesn't get rid of all your fibromyalgia and all the other stuff you're dealing with. You just get your bladder removed. At least that pain is gone, but really, bladder is actually kind of nice to have.
Yeah.
So the other ways you get. So the pharmacist called me and said, "Can you help her?" And I hadn't even come up with all these concepts yet. She's hung with me while I worked through a lot of this, but she was my first severe interstitial cystitis case. So
yeah,
and she and I get to learn together.
So what about those people who no longer have the IC symptoms? What sort of like long-term things should they be keeping an eye on as they keep healing and getting better?
I'd look at it for vitamin deficiencies. That's the main thing. Maybe hormone issues.
Yeah.
Take care of all that. Progesterone is so healing and wonderful. That's another option for that lady or those women with really bad bladder pain. It can help a little. Testosterone too.
Yeah.
Testosterone cream. Not pellets.
Not pellets.
Okay, more questions.
Yeah.
Buzz through 'em.
Does fibromyalgia and histamine intolerance go hand in hand?
No.
Okay.
You with Pro 7, we can see if you need to be on a low histamine diet according to your genetics.
Yeah. Can males have IC?
Yes.
Is it rarer?
Yes, much rarer.
Yeah. This lady, she has chronic trigger points under both shoulder blades that cause tremendous pain. Is this connected to her IC and fibromyalgia?
Yep.
That's how mine is, and it's
Yep.
the worst. Well, I don't really know. There's worse things, but for me, I don't like it.
You've never really suffered much from
No,
because of all
I'm
this.
kind of lucky.
You mean that I'm in your family?
Yes, say you're my dad. One of them.
That I'm one of her dads. She has more than one dad. Okay.
So at the beginning of this Facebook Live, just to let you guys know, some of you are joining us the last minute, but you guys can rewatch this over. Like my mom said in the comments, watch this, pause, take notes, watch it again and again because it's a lot of information. And then at the beginning, we talked a lot about diet, and obviously the copper diet is also on the End Fibromyalgia page. So go look there first for that resource.
Wait, in Fibromyalgia with Natural Options page.
That's the full name.
Right. So I'm doing this. There's more of you than there are of me. And I have a busy schedule, and I'm pricey, but I'm also really valuable when I dig in and help you, as you can see from comments. Oh, did you read? You need to read my Google review. Read a Google review.
Okay, I can read one.
She's gonna read a Google review.
Should I say her name?
She's supposed to do this earlier, but
Not
we
the name.
forgot.
You didn't tell me.
Oh, I forgot.
This lady said, an amazing personalized appointment. Using my test results, Dan Purser MD walked me through the entire report, making suggestions and encouraging me that I can feel better. Living with a chronic diagnosis, I was beginning to settle that I would never feel good again. What a wonderful group of people. I'm assuming I'm people.
Was that, and that was left by Brecken Lindquist?
Nope, it was someone.
That was the newest review on Google.
Yeah,
We just
that's
got
the
it
most
yesterday.
recent written one.
Yeah.
Just yesterday. So
So have we had really good questions?
Yeah.
Can we we'll pick 3 prizes?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
one more for you,
Yeah.
but it's related to MTHFR. How will they know if they're over methylating? This lady was up to 6 pills, and then she was like, that's too much, so she dropped down to 3. Is that still beneficial, or should she over methylate and then start backing down?
It sounds like she did. I have patients, though. I usually stop people, hold at 8, because eventually they'll over methylate on that. No one needs 8 forever. I've had some patients, though, who've taken 9 or 10 for a year or more before they finally over methylated. All you're doing before that is filling up all your cells, all the vitamin deficiencies you've developed. And it can take some people a long time, according to their weight, according to their age, according to how sick they are. It can take you a year or more. And then you end up, the most I've ever heard long term is 4 or 5 a day. So you drop down to that. If she got to 6, it sounded like she just decided she was.
Yeah, it was more
Yeah.
like she was like, that's too much.
No, you get really sleepy or anxious or feel dark or whatever. It's kind of weird, but usually it's sleepiness. You feel like you've been given 2 Dramamine. That's the way I feel. Is that the way you feel, Jackson?
When I over methylate,
Yeah.
and some depression sets in, maybe even a little anxiety. So just back on down, and you'll start to regulate.
Yeah. So
more
if you move go up slowly, 1 a week, you go from 5 and then you go to 6, and you start 2 or 3 days later, like, whoa, this is not right. Good, cut back to 5. 5 may be your dose. I don't know. In a month or 2, you may over methylate again, go to 4, then go to 3. Kind of keep going down, and because you'll go for a while and then you over methylate again, then you back down.
Yep, just like everything, it's a constant balancing act. And
Yeah, and eventually kind of get to the number.
mm-hmm.
So I used to be on 2 MTHFR support. I now take half of a tiny bite in the morning. It's equal to
and you
1/4
have
of a
all
capsule.
the supply of the tiny thing. We're getting more, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. It was funny
He
watching him.
never said what he just said.
When we ran out, Dr. Purser went over to the little shelf and was like, just shoveled them all. There was like not that many bottles left at all. And he just shoveled them off, put them in his bag, and walked away. And I was
I
like,
don't know what they're talking about.
because he would die without of it, huh?
Yeah,
And we need him to
I
stay
don't-
alive right now.
I don't know that. I'd probably be fine.
He won't admit to it.
They're trying to get me banned forever from Facebook or something, aren't you?
No, we're just joking.
From the
Okay,
tiny
so
bites
you
of
got. I
calories.
gave you plan after plan
Yeah.
that works. I wonderful. I see patients. So do we have 3 3 winners, not victims?
We'll go through the comments and pick some winners.
So watch my Facebook page. Will announce the 3 winners.
You didn't
And
even tell them the prize, did you?
Yeah, you get a bottle of glutathione, a fresh bottle, fresh made, and a bottle of fresh copper balance. We should have those in the next little while, so you're not going to wait long for your prize. And then we'll mail them to you the minute they're ready. So watch for your name. The 3 best questions.
There was one question right towards the end here.
It was about skunks and
No.
methylation.
It
bombs.
just says, what's mean glutathione? I think that was the best question. And to learn more about glutathione, visit physiciandesign.com, and you can start looking it up there.
Or look at my videos on
YouTube. Yep, we got
Yep.
tons of information.
Oh,
Oh.
my.
Just start Googling.
Dropped his iPad.
It's still alive.
It's cracked.
No, it's not cracked.
Just kidding.
So, okay, let me go to my little ending thing here. Yeah, I'm trying to be more formal. You know who my hero is on podcasts?
Lou Mangello.
Lou Mangello, WDW Radio, best ever. I'd like to thank y'all for listening. We're a family now and have been for a while. I really appreciate that, and I hope you do too. I really try to cover topics you like. I really love you all. Try and give you what helps you. You can watch this Facebook Live on my YouTube channel, and when it's recorded, please like any of these if you do, or even if you don't, just put something up there. You can listen to these as podcasts too at Spotify and iTunes and Squid Channel. What was the other one?
Oh, Anchor FM. They kind of put
Whatever
it
that
Squid
is.
Channel.
Okay, Anchor FM. Again, if you have read any of my books or want to leave an honest review or Google review or comment or review on Facebook, it is much appreciated. It kind of pays it forward. I love you all. Also, if you bought any of my vitamins, please leave reviews there too. So this is Dr. Dan Purser, danpursermd.com, signing off. God bless, and please, please go in good health. Bye.